Hi y'all, Karma here. We're going to learn about another herb, sage, today, and we'll be using the box Apothecary Monthly to do some of our projects. We will be doing a sage tincture, sage lemon tea, and a sage oxymel, which is vinegar and honey. It's a great way to prepare your herbs if you don't want to do tinctures with alcohol in them. Hippocrates even said, "Why should a man die while sage grows in his garden?" Sage is good for so many things. So I hope you'll stick around and watch this video while we learn all about sage and make those projects.
Know me. Take the time to dig deep underneath this red heat. We could really meet.
So first, we're going to learn a little bit about what I've learned about sage in my naturopath class before we go through some of this booklet. We will be using the recipes in this booklet to make our projects, and I will read some from this booklet, but know that there's so much information in here that it's really worth getting the box. And all the subscription information is in the video description, as well as a discount for you. So check in there, get this box, and do these projects with me. So sage, or Salvia Officinalis, and whenever you see officinalis on the official Latin name, it basically means that it's the main one referenced in the official Medica Materia. So that's anytime that you see the Latin name and you see officinalis, you know that that's the one that's in the Medica. The energetics of sage: it's an aromatic and mildly astringent. It's warming, drying, and mildly constricting. So remember, with the energetics, eventually in our videos, I'm going to start talking about how you use those energetics to know which herbs to use when you're looking for something. Some of the properties and actions, because I did not include them all, are it's an anti-galactagogue. So that means it dries up your milk. So this would be an herb that a nursing mother would not want to use unless she was trying to dry up her milk. It's an antiseptic. It's an antidiaphoretic, which means decrease sweating, and it also is a diaphoretic, so it helps with a lot of those when you're getting the cold and then the hot sweats and the cold and the hot sweats. Sage will really help with that. It's a carminative, which means that it expels gas, and an aromatic, which means that it's fragrant, pungent, or spicy, but has an agreeable taste. It is an emmenagogue, which means that it regulates menstrual flow. It is a nervine, which means that it supports the health of the nervous system, an antispasmodic, an antifungal, antiviral, antimicrobial, astringent, and an anti-inflammatory. So you can see it just does so many things for us. Sage is really a great herb to have around, and it grows quite frequently where we live. You can also grow it as a plant, and I love that in this box it always comes with a soil puck, a little planter, some seeds, and a stick so that you can plant it. And in the booklet does talk about how to grow it and how to cultivate it and when to cultivate it. So the Native Americans use sage as a smudge in their ceremonies for physical and spiritual purification and cleansing. So because of that, when those of you that are interested in the magical properties, you'll see how it kind of goes along with that. So it is a masculine herb. The planet is Jupiter, and it's an air. It stands for immortality, longevity, wisdom, wishes, protection. It promotes wisdom, healing, and money. It's used to cleanse magical tools and spaces and to invoke spiritual purity. It is grounding and centering, and it's used in fertility magic and invoking luck and prosperity. So let's start with our oxymel. And after our oxymel, then I will read some from their booklet about the information that they give about sage. Now, like I said, an oxymel is an excellent way of delivery if you don't want to use a tincture where you have some alcohol in it and you want it to last longer. You can also look at the properties of the vinegar and the honey and the things that those attributes bring to you as well. So that's going to be calming and soothing and those kinds of things. So Oxymel is a great way to use as an avenue to get the benefits from herbs. We've got our own mason jar. There's a few things that they don't give you, but almost everything is included in the box. So it says a quarter full with supplied dry sage. And we're just going to use the bottle that they give us, which is this one right here. And they give us another pack to fill it up again, which is really nice, especially because we're going to make a couple of other things. We're going to make a tincture as well. And I love having these bottles. They're a little bit tricky sometimes to get the herbs to come out, but it's so nice to be able to have a really nice uniform set of herbs to be able to just go pick them out. I do have some big bags of herbs as well, but it's really nice to just have the little amount that you need to make one project. Then equal parts vinegar and apple cider. This apple cider vinegar looks like it has the mother in it. It's got lots of good stuff. I'm going to pour that in there on top of the herbs. And that was 4 ounces of apple cider vinegar. So then we're going to use an equal amount of honey, 4 ounces of honey. And of course, I love that they send you everything you need, but it is probably better to use local honey because the local honey, the bees are around you and you'll get all kinds of good antihistamine relief with using local honey. Try to get every last drop of that good honey. We're going to get bees in the spring. I'm so excited. So again, that was 4 ounces of organic honey. Then we're going to go ahead and stir it. Get all those herbs in there. You could probably just shake it too. But this is a nice way to really make sure you can get all those herbs down in there. Now, some people will use a mortar and pestle on their herbs before they put them in to kind of break them up and open them up. But usually when they're ground this finely, I find that you don't really need to do that step unless it's something you want to do to connect with the herb as you're making your medicine. Okay. And I'm going to start the water going for some tea. So let's open this up and actually, so this basically, I'm going to put a tag on it. You can put a piece of parchment paper or something to protect your lids if you want. And that's going to sit for 2 to 4 weeks. And after 2 to 4 weeks, then you're going to use this straining bag, and I actually have a larger one that I'll probably use because it's easier when you're dumping stuff in to have a little bit larger bag. And then we'll strain that and put it into this bottle that they've given us, and then we will have our Oxymel. And the bottle here says, shake well before using. For adults, take 1 tablespoon 2 to 3 times a day for sore throat, coughs, colds, fevers, indigestion, or upset stomach. Keep for 6 months at room temperature or 12 months in the refrigerator. So we'll put this aside. I'm going to make a label for it. Okay, so we've got this labeled, and then that's going to go in a cool, dark place for 4 weeks. I like to use the moon cycle. And I did heat up the water. but it didn't heat up. So I'm going to heat up the water again for the tea. Let's go ahead and fill these up and make our tea bag. And I do like to put a piece of big packing tape across these labels so that if I wash the bottles or anything, or just if I'm touching them, it won't get the oils on my hands. So let me do that really quick. I'm going to do the same on this tincture bottle. So their recipe has 4 cups of water, ½ ounce of sage, 2 tablespoons of sugar, 1½ teaspoon of lemon zest, and 3 tablespoons of lemon juice. I'm going to try and make it a little bit smaller than this. I've tried sage tea before to help me with hot flashes and such, and whew, I made a tea that was so strong I could not even drink it at all. I am going to use this little bag. So ½ ounce. I'm just going to do again a little bit. Kind of mock their recipe. So I won't be too hard on it if it didn't do well. Because I'm not really following the recipe. I am going to use one of the 2 little tea bags they gave us. It says steep for 20 to 30 minutes. Tie this to my cup. So I may not get to try this with you. We'll see. I'll set the timer. Okay, then some sage, sugar, and lemon zest. So a little bit of lemon zest. And it is 1½ teaspoons, and I'm making about quarter of the recipe, so I'm not going to do very much. Plus, I don't really like zest of anything too much, so I'm just going to put a little bit in. Hopefully that won't be too overpowering for me. This is dried lemon zest. I bought it locally from Turtle Lake Refuge. That's by Durango. So, and then sugar and lemon juice. And lemon juice. And they're doing 3 tablespoons, so we'll do like a tablespoon. There we go. Pour in our hot water. Okay, we're going to let that steep. I think I'm going to stir it a little bit. Get all that stuff in there. See how it tastes before the sage is all in there. It's good so far. We'll see how much the sage does to it, but that's really good. A really nice lemon taste. So it's full of antioxidants and anti-inflammatory compounds, which can be a great ally in promoting your overall well-being, including skin, oral, and brain health, as well as decrease your risk of type 2 diabetes and heart disease, among other benefits. Just make sure to keep your sage tea usage at no more than 3 to 6 cups a day. It's one of those things that if you eat too much, it can cause you some problems. So I didn't write this down, but I would probably put this as a 2nd-degree food, which is a medicinal food used in small quantities in food, like garlic, hot peppers, or cinnamon. And a lot of people do cook with sage. That's why I put it in that class too. Write in the comments below and let me know which degree you think it should fit in. But I would say degree 2. Okay, so we'll put this aside and set our timer. I'm going to do 20 minutes. Okay, so we got that going. And we're going to be making a tincture next that will go in this bottle when it's done. But let's look a little bit in this booklet and see what they tell us about sage. Sage, Salvia Officinalis. While sage might be commonplace in nearly every home spice rack, do not let that fool you. Sage has one of the longest histories of any medical herb and is a dynamic plant with proven scientific backing for treating a wide range of ailments. Its healing properties are so well regarded that the genus for sage, Salvia, literally means to save or heal. And in this, we're going to exclusively be dealing with Salvia Officinalis, which is known as common sage, broadleaf sage, garden sage, kitchen sage, culinary sage, and true sage. Today, sage has been naturalized worldwide and was originally native to Middle East and Mediterranean area. Sage has been used in folk medicine to treat many different types of disorders, including epilepsy, ulcers, gout, rheumatism, and inflammation, dizziness, tumors, paralysis, diarrhea, and hyperglycemia. To support those uses, a large number of studies have been conducted on this plant in recent years in an attempt to document its traditional uses and discover new biological effects. As a result of these studies, Salvia Officinalis has been found to possess a wide range of pharmacological activities. Among these effects are anti-cancer, anti-inflammatory, nociceptive, blocking pain stimulus, an antioxidant, anti-mutagenic, which means it decreases the effects of potentially harmful chemicals, anti-dementia, hypoglycemic, and hypolipidemic, which means it reduces lipids which bind to cholesterol effects. While trying to use the medical properties of an herb, we decided on what delivery to do. Like sometimes you would make a tincture or a balm, trying to decide the best way to deliver the herb. For sage, we felt it was the perfect time to introduce Oxymel. Oxymel, which translates to acid and honey, is a technique for creating herbal elixirs. By combining apple cider vinegar with honey, we will be able to extract the medicinal properties of sage using an incredible simple method of delivery, which you can easily replicate with most herbs, especially pungent ones that are difficult to take down. The science, animal testing has shown that the compound camphor found in sage promotes skin cell growth and slows signs of aging. The antioxidant rosmarinic, rosmarinic acid helps relieve oral pain and inflammation. Sage contains several anti-cancer compounds which could possibly decrease the risk of thyroid and colon cancer. Animal and human testing has shown that sage tea reduces fasting blood sugar levels. Multiple studies have shown sage improves memory and brain functions. Sage also may help reduce menopause symptoms, which is why I was making the sage tea before and I couldn't drink it at all, but I can drink this, so now I can take it for my menopause symptoms. Traditional uses. With a long medical history, sage has an enormous list of ailments that it has been used for. In ancient Rome, sage was used as a digestive aid to stop wound bleeding, for the treatment of ulcers, and for sore throats. In ancient Egyptians used sage for fertility. The French, Germans, and English used sage to enhance memory and for prosperity. In China, sage for stomach, digestive, and nervous system issues, as well as for thyroid fever, liver, kidneys, colds, and joint pain. And I love this part of the book that they put the potential risks in here. Sage is considered safe with no reported side effects, but there are conflicting concerns about the compound throughzone found in sage, which may be toxic in high levels. The dosage necessary to reach harmful levels is quite high, 3 to 7 grams per day. A safe medium would be to limit sage consumption to the equivalent of a maximum of 6 cups of tea per day. Sage tea has less than 11 milligrams per 4 cups, or 1 liter, which is only 0.011 of a gram of throughzone. Like always, consult a medical professional if you have any concerns. A lot of the risks that they have, and we do want to make sure and cover them thoroughly, but a lot of them are, again, like they've done a study on mice and gave them 4 times their body weight in an herb every day, kind of a thing, and just obviously not the amount that we would consume. So make sure that you look at the studies and make sure that you figure out what things you think are safe to use for you, and then consult with your medical professional as well. So our tea is ready. Go ahead and take this sage out. So I don't want it to get too strong. I've made sage tea before and I did not like it at all. But so far this was pretty good with the lemon and stuff in it. So we shall see. I'm kind of scared to taste it since I had that experience before. It's really good with menopause and stuff, but ooh, I had a problem and could not drink the tea I made. It was so strong. Oh, I've now found a good way to have sage tea. And there's so many benefits to sage. That's amazing. Oh, thank you, Apothecary Monthly, for giving me something that I could actually drink and take. So we made the tea, and my camera quit filming twice now. Once for the battery and once because it only films for 30 minutes and then stops, and I wasn't paying enough attention. But the tea is absolutely wonderful. And I'm so excited to have a tea with sage in it that I can actually drink, because remember I told you I tried sage before and made a tea for menopause issues, hot flashes. It's supposed to be really good. And yeah, I couldn't even drink it. It tasted like sucking on a sage leaf. And sage is good in little tiny amounts for cooking and stuff, but not so good when it's just straight sage that you feel like you're eating. And this with the lemon in it really does well. And I think I could use honey in it instead of sugar, because I like lemon and honey together. So I'm super glad I now have a sage tea that I can use. And because the camera cut out, I am making a tincture. And with this tincture, I filled about 1/4 of the way with sage, and then the rest of the way with alcohol that's 80 proof or above. This I just used an 80 proof vodka, and it will go in my dark, cool place. And I have the date that I put on it when it will be ready, which is 11/21/22, which is 4 weeks from now. And I like putting on the tag a couple of the things that it does. So I just put gut, mental clarity, and digestive on there. But we know that it does help. One of the things I looked for menopause symptoms. And then we will take it when it's ready. And with a funnel, we can use this bag and pour it in and into the funnel to make the tincture. And then we have a tincture. And the nice thing about tinctures is they'll last, they say 5 years or more, but really because it's alcohol based, I haven't had any of my tinctures go bad. So again, if you're making a bunch of single herb tinctures like we're learning how to do, then when you need something, and let's say there's 3 different herbs that you need, you could do drops of all 3 of those into another tincture bottle for the formula that you're looking to use. So I really like doing single herb tinctures to start to build my apothecary, where when my family needs something, I have something natural to go to and to help them with their needs. I hope you learned something about sage today. If you did, write in the comments, tell me something that you didn't know before that you learned while watching this video. Remember to hit that thumbs up. It really, really helps. And subscribe if you haven't, and hit the bell. And remember, come back often to the channel where you can say, karma's my friend. Bye, y'all.